Never trust a big butt and a smile, Aquarius. That was the banger song that I heard growing up in the 1900s. And it was, it rings true today. And beyond the literal meaning, you know, the three guys who coined it, Bell Biv DeVoe, I don't know if they knew they were creating a PSA that crosses all aspects of life. This is one of those things where you can use that that poignant advice to avoid getting into a sticky situation when it comes to work, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to romantic involvement, because you don't trust what's at the surface. Things that's on paper may look good, but it may not be for you. That's what it means. You know, the grass is always green when it's astroturf. Never trust a big butt in a smile. So today, Aquarius, we are finding out from your spirit team what it is, the situation they want you to avoid so you don't fuck around and find out. Let's get into it. And keep in mind that this message is not for every Aquarius. Take it as it resonates. What's the situation, spirit, that Aquarius' spirit team wants them to avoid to prevent them from fucking around and finding out? Yes. I know when you first heard me say that, I know you were like, mm. But you're gonna, if you know the song, you're gonna listen to it differently. You're gonna listen to it differently. Like, it is a PSA. Shauna was right. Yes, I know. Spirit told me about it. Like, yes. What is the situation? All right. Ooh, already. Already. Tower. Let's see where this is going. Nine of axes. That's the nine of swords. Soul. Soul is a major arcana that is specific to this deck. And at the bottom of the deck, we have, wow, the five of roots or the five of coins here. Okay. This is definitely going to be one of those situations where I mean, the tower showed up, which is definitely one of those fuck around and find out moment cards. Um, but this is one of those situations where this is going to completely put you assed out. I mean, because this is a cornbread pad, right? And the cornbread is one of the cheapest things that you can make if you know how to make it. It really doesn't cost a lot, but this person doesn't even have the coins to get the coin mill. They don't have the money for the milk. I don't see any butter. Like, there's assed out. I'm gonna put this card to the side so we can clarify it. Under that is the nine of pentacles or the nine of roots, which is interesting because I'm getting a sense of keeping up with the Joneses or living above your means. But um yeah, and looking at this tower moment, because it's not one of those situations where it is sudden, because when somebody has a particular lifestyle, um it's it's gradually putting somebody in a place where they may not be able to get out of it. But this is not that. This is one of those things where everything will come crashing down and you're already stressed out about it. This is one of those situations where people are going to find out. People are going to find out that you aren't living exactly how you say you're living. With this soul card, it means something different, but what Spirit is showing me is that it's putting you out in front of everybody, putting you out in the spotlight, and people are going to see exactly what's going on. What else? What else here? What else about the situation? Like exposure. That's what I hear. Exposure. What else about this situation? And it's sticky. Like these cards aren't sticky, but I'm getting, cards that are sticking together, and it's making it difficult for me to shuffle. It's one of those things where it's implying that this is going to be a situation that you won't be able to get out of easily. It's not going to be anything that you'll be able to um disguise or hide. What else about this situation, please? It's still sticky. Hmm. There we go. Chariot in reverse. Ten of roots. So that's the 10 of pentacles or the 10 of coins. King of axes. Page of jazz or the page of wands is at the bottom of the deck. This is somebody, the page of wands is somebody who imitates, you know, essentially imitates the king. This young buck here is acting like they are playing this saxophone to the nines. They doing the damn thing. Got that little standing up on a little tippy toe right here. Like they getting into it. And what this is showing me, what Spirit is showing me, is that this is the energy of somebody who is um gosh, what's the word? Imitating. Imitating. It's an imitation. This is an imitation of the king of wands or the king of jazz. Not only that, but we have the chariot in reverse. The chariot is the fastest card in the deck, and it is one that implies moving in the right direction, or even moving in on your divine path, forward movement regardless, but it's in reverse. And then we have the 10 of coins, which is all about, or the 10 of roots, which is all about legacy and um, getting the abundance that you desire, um, the earthly abundance that you desire. And we have the king of axes here. And This is just saying that it's a it's a hard stop towards that abundance. And the way, continuing on that path, there's no way around it. The king of axes here is the king of swords, which implies like a spirit is saying legalities, lawyer, things like that. There will be no way around it of filing, most likely, some form of bankruptcy. And I'm not one of those people who can give you financial advice. I'm telling you what your spirit team is telling me, and how to avoid this fuck around and find out moment situation. Because whatever path that you may be on as far as your spending, um, it's going to leave you assed out. The the imitation of a king, when you have, page wages. They're telling me to this one. We want to clarify the energy surrounding your lifestyle, Aquarius. What's the energy surrounding Aquarius's lifestyle? Like, the spirit will call us out on the things that don't serve us. I've been called out more than I care to admit, but it was all for my highest good. Very uncomfortable in the moment. Okay. What's the energy surrounding Aquarius's financial situation? The energy surrounding Aquarius's financial situation, please. What's the energy surrounding Aquarius's financial situation? So please don't take, what I'm saying as judgment. I'm just delivering a message, and I can empathize with you, Aquarius. You know, anything else? Okay, that's it. That's it. Let me collect this. To fill. Okay. So the first one, it says let it go. And under that, at the bottom of the card, it says releasing grudges, emotional freedom, forgiving yourself and others, free your heart. Um, this is about releasing those behaviors that do not serve you, that put you in a worse predicament, in a worse situation than you need to be. And also about forgiving yourself for for putting yourself in that situation. What else came out is behind the mask. Remember when I said exposure? Hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality. Like, it gives the energy of being afraid to show people how you, the authentic you, how you truly live. And there is nothing to be ashamed of. Instagram, social media, Most of that shit ain't even real. And maybe it's not even about that. Maybe it's more about who is immediately around you and wanting to participate in certain things or wanting to appear a certain way. But it doesn't leave room for you to be who you really are. What else came out? It's payday. It says financial rewards, money rolling in, celebration of success, check cash. And I'm hearing when I said check cash, I'm hearing checking into cash. So you know that, gosh, those predatory loan companies where you can put your title up and all that stuff like that. They usually exist in lower income neighborhoods. They don't put businesses like that in affluent or middle class neighborhoods on purpose. And that is what Spirit is pointing out to me, that there have been times where to keep up or to participate in something that other people were doing, that's what was done. That's what you did. You went and got one of those loans. Catfish. And that says pretending to be someone else online, fake profile, deceptive images, not who you think I am. Then the last one says retirement goals, long term stability, future planning, relaxation earned, living the dream. That is what your spirit team wants for you. Long term stability. And that's not an attainable um, goal the way you're going. The way you're going is what I'm getting is that it is going to be one of those unfortunate circumstances where you would have to work for the rest of your life. Let's get your advice here. They want me to use a different deck for the advice. This one. Okay. This is the money and career deck. What is the advice for Aquarius? What's the advice for Aquarius? Aquarius, if you would like a personal reading, they are available. Send me an email and I'll let you know what options are available to you, as well as the processes. Okay. All right. What is the advice for Aquarius, please? Advice for Aquarius. Anything else? Advice for Aquarius? Advice for Aquarius. I hate that you're going through this because there is a lot of pressure. Anything else for Aquarius? There is a lot of pressure to live a certain life. There's an expectation of how success looks in our society. And it's unrealistic. And it's not a one size fit all situation. And that's what, um, you know, I talk about quite often. Success is personal. It doesn't look like a house with two kids, two and a half kids, and a dog and a white picket fence, having a bachelor's degree and all that stuff like that. That's not how success looks for everybody. It's personal. But we have been conditioned to think something else. But I'm gonna get off my soapbox because that's not why you're here. You're here for advice. First one is cutlery. And cutlery says at the bottom, business tools, needing more money, living well, more work. Um, this may be a situation where you may have to get another job, another way to provide additional means into your home. And thankfully, we live in a time where there are multiple ways to be resourceful, and it may need to be food related. It says, what I'm hearing, something like DoorDash, Grubhub, where you can set your own hours to do the things that you need to do. Award came out. Under that, it says winning money, pay off for effort, recognition. You know, um, I don't know what kind of work you may be into, but this is saying, what I'm hearing is that you could do a little more to stand out at work, to get promoted, to advance in your professional life, no matter what you do. Put in a little more effort, because even the little more effort comes with a little bit more cash most times. And then it's one of those situations where you have to be smart about the extra that you get. And I'm being told to get the other finance deck. Hold on. Okay. So this is the financial manifestation deck. Spirit has some messages for you, Aquarius. What other messages do you have for Aquarius regarding their finances? What other messages do you have for Aquarius regarding their finances and not being in a situation where they have to fuck around to find out? And again, this is one of those situations where don't trust the big button and smile. Don't trust what you see on on the social medias. Don't trust, everything that people say that they are doing in their lives with money and how they're going on all these trips and things like that. Don't worry about that stuff because it doesn't matter. It only What matters is what's going on in your lane, what's going on in your pockets, what's going in your home. You know, you ain't got time to pocket watch. Don't trust what's on the surface of things because you never know what's really going on. What other advice is there for Aquarius regarding their finances and not fucking around and finding out? What other advice is there for Aquarius regarding their finances and not fucking around and finding out? Anything else? All right. So the first one that came out is envy. And what that says is focusing on what others have is a drain of your energy as well as your pockets. The other one that came out, there's four altogether, is unworthy. These are the things when you see a lock, that is what's preventing you from manifesting financial abundance. Unworthy. Do you genuinely believe in your worthiness to attain the abundance you desire? Very good question. Another lock is conditioning. Have you accepted the illusory limits placed onto you by your upbringing and social conditioning? Everything that we have been conditioned to believe again about success, about abundance, it's all an illusion. It's all IG, bullshit. it's it's catfishing. And we have conditioned ourselves that we have to set these high ass standards on a lifestyle that we probably won't even feel fulfilled in. The last one, freedom of time. The freedom to do whatever you want with your time is one of the ultimate benchmarks of an abundant life. You are the master of your schedule. And when we get to that space where we can we are the ones who determine what time we do things, how we do things, and when, that is an abundant life. That is an abundant life. That's one of the hallmarks and one of the pinnacles of an abundant life. Let me rephrase that. So keep that in mind, please, Aquarius. There's more than one way to have an abundant life, but there are three things that may be holding you back from even pursuing that. That's all I got. Take it as it resonates. I hope this helps, and I hope it helps you for your highest good, Aquarius.